Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a chance. I want to just get this off of me because I'm not fully dressed. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a chance to do another reading today because I have literally been on the phone with my phone carrier since 7 p.m. It's been one of the hardest days that I've had in years. Um, I had to go over there to my property, my home in Vanceboro, and put the key in my husband's truck so the guy that does the body work, the body shop, could tow the truck. That was hard enough as it was, but I had already asked the people that are living in my house over there, my daughter's boyfriend. I knew that was coming. I had already asked him to get some junk he had stuck in the flower beds out a few months ago. And when I pulled up in the yard, the grass was like knee high in some places. And that junk was still in my flower bed. Well, I had to get to a meeting at work, so I put the key in the truck. I called the body shop. I told them the truck was ready, they could come pick it up. I left and I went to my meeting at work. And on my way back home, I remembered I have insurance that I had purchased in January that would fix any major appliances that tore up. Because now that I don't have Wayne, Wayne was a master at fixing things. Like he could fix stuff that was broken. I remember one night he got up at about midnight and I said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I just heard a loud noise and I know what it is." And I said, "What is it that you have to go out this time of night in the rain even?" It was raining, like drizzling rain. And he said, "A pipe just burst." And I said, "Well, isn't that like the county's, we're on county water, isn't that the county's responsibility?" He said, "It is if it happens on the road, but I think I know where it happened at." And he told me why, but I can't remember why. But he said, "I heard it when it busted." I said, "How did you hear it? Because I can't hear." Some of y'all may not realize it because I don't talk about it much, but I'm almost completely deaf. And so it's a miracle I can even talk without being thick tongued. But I had good hearing when I was born. My hearing went bad in my 20s from autoimmune disease. Anyway, he got up and went out at midnight, and he was right. The pipe had bust, and he called a friend of his, and he brought some stuff over to the house because he knew the guy had what he needed. He had been doing some plumbing or something with him. I don't know how he knew. He knew everybody. Anyway, he got the stuff he needed and he fixed that pipe. He didn't come in there and get in the bed until about 2:30 in the morning, and he was soaking wet from head to toe. So needless to say, if I ever needed anything fixed, I didn't ever have to call anybody. The only time we ever had to call for help was if it was our car, because Wayne didn't know anything. I fixed our car twice by Googling it, and he was just amazed that I could do that. But yeah, we broke down one time coming back home from the beach at the Outer Banks, and he was like, "I don't know what we're going to do. We don't have the money to get it fixed. Now we've been on vacation. We couldn't even afford to go on vacation, but we did." Look at the negativity around me right now. And I said, "Let me just Google this here and see what I can do." So I Googled it and it told me what to do. And I told him what to do. And he did what I said. And he said, "I'll be damned if you didn't fix the car with Google." Or YouTube video or something. I can't remember now. Anyway, he was very good at fixing things. And I will miss having him around for a lot of reasons. But there will not ever be another one. He did everything for me. He kept me from being late everywhere I went. He was a very, very intelligent man to have never had a real, much of an education. He quit school when he was in like 11th grade because he got locked up. Him and some friends were out partying and raising hell and shot through some houses while they were drunk, and they got arrested and they put him in prison for I think about a year. And while he was in prison, he got his GED, and he never went back to school for college or anything like that. But he was a very, very gifted craftsman. Uh, why can't I think tonight? Carpenter. He was a very, very one of the best carpenters I've ever known, and he used to build $500,000 and $1 million houses, and made a damn good living at it. We always had everything we needed. We might not have always had the best of everything, but we had everything we needed, and we had 3 beautiful girls. And Emma came by to see me today. That's my baby. She's doing good after having her biopsy on her kidney. I haven't heard the results of that. My stepfather is doing very well. He's home today. They cleaned out his carotid artery. It was, they thought about 70% closed, but when they got in there, they found out it was almost 100% closed. So if he'd have waited, they only had 2 spots to do surgery, either the next day, which was yesterday, or 3 months from then. And the doctor said, I suggest you let me go ahead and do it tomorrow. So he did. He had it done yesterday, and he's home now, and he's not in a whole lot of pain, even with the stitches in his neck. He's very comfortable and doing well. So I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for all of the good things that have been happening. When Emma left after she came by today, she got in a little fender bender, and she hurt her back. Her back was already sore because of having her kidney biopsied, but she said after the wreck her back was hurting. So I'll check on her tomorrow after work and see how she's doing. When I was coming back home, though, from my meeting with my boss today, I had to stop back by my house because I had remembered that I had gotten some, like an extended warranty to fix all the major appliances in my house if they ever broke. And included in that is like the air conditioning unit, the refrigerator, the washer, the dryer, the dishwasher, anything like that. And I made sure that it was a solid investment and it wasn't something that was a scam. And they weren't. They were certified Better Business Bureau and all that. They had high ratings. So I made a claim today because my air conditioner went out on my house. The heating and air went out. So I did make a claim on that. And before I could get home, they sent me a receipt with the name and the phone number of the heating and air people that are going to come out and fix it for me at no cost to me. So I'm happy about that. But when I got to my house, I had already seen the flower beds. So I went up there and I pulled all that junk out of my flower beds. And I said, I'm going to have a talk with this boy. If he don't stop killing my flowers, and we got to get somebody to start taking care of the grass, getting it cut, making sure it gets cut, because we get snakes out there. It's out in the country. Excuse me, that sage makes it hard for me to breathe. So I walked around the back to get the serial number off of the AC. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. When I walked around the corner of the house, there was several huge bags, black trash bags, full of trash right outside the back door where he had just been throwing trash out the back door. And I took a picture of it because I was going to have his ass evicted. I mean, I was done. I'm tired of talking to people and them not listening to me. When I say something, I mean what I say. I don't say a whole lot, but when I say something, I mean what I say. And I meant for him to get that shit out of that flower bed, and he didn't. And then when I saw that trash around back, I was livid because that kind of stuff attracts bugs. And I ain't trying to have to pay an exterminator when I had a house that was completely bug free when I left it. So he and I had words back and forth by text message, and then he called me after he got off work, and he was talking real fast, and I heard him say a whole lot of stuff. But the only thing that I heard was he keeps saying you've been gone for 2 years. It don't make a fuck how many years I've been gone for. That's my house. If I want to let it sit there empty for 20 years, that's my damn business. And I'm tired of hearing it. And I told him so. And he said, you know what? You're right. You're right. He said, everybody else keeps saying that. And I listen to them. And they're not right. You're right. It's your house. And I said, exactly. Exactly. So we got it straight. And I'm going to give him another chance. He said he would have it cleaned up by Saturday before he goes hunting, because that's all he thinks about is hunting and playing video games. He's only 23 years old, though. And more than anything, he really just needs somebody to give him some guidance because I don't think he's had an easy life either. And so I'm trying to be patient, but I can't let him destroy my house in the process. So I'm only going to be so patient, but I am going to try to be patient with him. Wayne would have already kicked him out. And he said basically that he knew that because him and Wayne had bucked heads before when Wayne was living there. And I believe it because Wayne used to talk to me about him all the time and told me he was pretty lazy. But you have to have priorities in life. And your priorities are not your video games or your hunting. Your priorities are getting your trash gotten up and keeping your grass cut. And if you are staying in somebody else's property, if you are renting or living in somebody else's house, this is my philosophy. And you can take it or you can leave it. It don't make any difference to me. But if you want to be a decent human being in this world, you should always, 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 wherever you're at living, leave it better than you found it. That's just rule number one of staying in somebody else's home. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing the right thing. Just period. When you live somewhere in somebody else's house, you should always leave it better than you found it. And that's the way I've always been. When I've left hotels, I never left hotels turned upside down. I've always cleaned the room before I left. That's just the way I was raised. I mean, I don't make the bed because they have to change the sheets, but I would clean up behind myself. And I wouldn't just be common and leave shit everywhere. And I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it out of anybody. I don't care if it's my own daughter, I'm not going to put up with it. And it was upsetting to me, and it was also upsetting to my daughter Emma because I think some part of her, because after losing her dad, she knows I'm all she has left, really. And we were like, the three of us lived together most of her life, all of her life, except for that little bit of time that we were gone to treatment. And if I had to guess, Emma's just waiting for me to move home so she can live with me. If I had to guess, I think she's really just ready to go home. But she said, Mama, it don't feel like home over there anymore because for one thing, my daddy's not there. But for another thing, he would have never let our place get like that. And I said, baby, I know. I know. And even when he was at his sickest, he had hired a guy to come over there every couple of weeks and clean up the yard, clean out his truck. And I know that for a fact because I've talked to the guy that he had doing it. And this guy said he had a friend of his cutting the grass. But I have another guy telling me that Wayne was paying him to cut the grass. So I'd be real careful about lying to me because Wayne and I were close. And there was not a whole lot that we didn't talk about. We spoke almost every single day of our lives. Anyway, I'm here to do a reading. I am happy to say that my phone carrier had charged me for a phone that I did not break, and they did refund me that $300. So that was a relief. And I had to get a little extension because you wouldn't believe the bills that I've had lately. It feels like I'm just never going to get ahead again, but I will. I will. I will. I've had some unexpected expenses come up, and it is what it is. Life on life's terms, right? All right. So I don't know why I'm telling you all that. The song that came through was the Allman Brothers, Soul Shine, and it says, "My daddy said it's better than sunshine and better than moonshine and damn sure better than rain." Soul shine, and it is. Soul shine is the best kind of shine, isn't it? All right, let's see. Well, how do you want to begin this reading, Spirit? Spirit said start with that sweet tea book. What would you give us out of this sweet tea for the soul book, Spirit? What would you give us tonight? I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because I got to work tomorrow. Harps upon the willows. On the willow trees in the midst of Babylon, we hung our harps, Psalm 137, 2. When the kingdom of Judah was taken captive and carried away by Babylon, there were among them many musicians who sought solace through their gifts, praising God near the abundant willow trees on the bank of the waters there. The Babylonians heard their sweet songs and bid the musicians entertain them, but rather than offer sacred songs to men, they hung their harps upon the willow, considering it far better to put their instruments aside than to profane them in the service of idols. The willow branches seemed to weep, drooping under the weight of the harps, much as the hearts of the faithful worshippers. They could have dashed their harps to pieces, but instead they preserved their instruments because God told them through the prophet Jeremiah precisely when their time of captivity would end. And they were in captivity for, I think, 300 years, 400 years. I think it might have been 400 years. What should you do when faced with a choice like that? Whether you find yourself facing persecutions, trials, or temptations, you may have to make a similar commitment to honor God by laying your harp upon the willows. So, in other words, when you get angry, do you destroy the very thing that brings you comfort, that brings you a little bit of soul shine in the midst of a very, very cloudy day? Do you destroy that? Or do you hang it on the willow so you can use it again when you come out of that bad day? It's talking about having anger and not taking it out on other people or taking it out on the things that are dear to you just because you're having a bad day. And for some reason, it's talking about instruments, which is probably also a factor in your life. You probably play an instrument. And that instrument probably brings you a certain amount of escape from the hard times because it's soothing. Would you destroy your guitar? Or would you just put it away? You don't have to play for everybody, especially if it's somebody you don't like. but you don't want to just, it's like shooting yourself in the foot kind of thing. It's that kind of feel. Knowing we will be with Christ forever far outweighs our burdens today. Keep your eyes on eternity, Billy Graham. And let me tell you that that is one man that I have always had a lot of respect for. Billy Graham. He wrote books, and if you've ever read any of his books, you may know, I think it was his autobiography he wrote, where he talked about how in order to keep himself from being tempted, he wouldn't allow himself to be put into temptation. He never allowed himself to be alone in the room with any woman outside of his wife. Not in any situation for any reason. That was his rule, and he stuck to it. Because if you give the devil a foothold, before you know it, he will take over your entire life. And Billy Graham was wise enough to know that one of the sins that men have, not sins, but one of the temptations that men have more than any other is adultery or fornication. So he wouldn't allow himself to be in the room with a woman alone, ever. There was always somebody else in the room because he didn't want anything to tarnish his good name. Alright, let's get started. We're going to use the White Witch to pull tarot energy and see what Spirit wants to talk about tonight. Spirit, what is it you want to talk about? Bad judgment. Somebody's using bad judgment. Libra's here with the Hierophant in reverse. It has to do with a relationship, a higher level relationship of some sort. This could be a job, it could be school, it could be a government institution like Social Security or Department of Social Services, or it could be marriage. Anything that you have to have a contract. It's contractual, it's higher level, it's prisons, hospitals, those types of things. And somehow somebody's judgment is here. Everything's in reverse so far, though. So let's see if we can find out what virtue Spirit's working on in this situation. And I was shuffling these while I was talking to Verizon, or excuse me, I didn't mean to say their name, but the phone carrier took so many hours. We were texting back and forth, and I kept having to wait to get an answer. And yeah, standstill and embracing. You're at a standstill in life for some reason. Things have come to a halt, feel like a dead standstill, and you're embracing that. You're being encouraged to. You need to focus right now. You're at a standstill, but you need to focus. Talk to me, Spirit. What are you doing right now? Spirit said this is about taking a risk, or more than one risk, taking risk and having wonders with happiness. So you're going to take a risk that's going to lead you to wonders. I want you to understand what this is saying when it says wonders, because this is important to know. You know what taking risks is, and you know what happiness is. But do you understand wonders? Quartz crystal. Natural rock crystals, clear amethyst, citrine, rose, and smoky, were all revered in ancient times. The Aborigines of Australia called it maven, which was the material through which their shamans and elders gained their magical powers. The Egyptians believed quartz had mystical healing abilities and would bury their dead with a piece of crystal on their forehead. The Greeks and Romans believed crystals were solid ice that had been formed by the gods and thus made mystical powers. Even to present day people believe that crystals can manifest their intentions. Perhaps that is because of the piezoelectric qualities of quartz, the reason why quartz can amplify radio signals. There are some places in the world where it's not uncommon to find crystals on the surface of the land. These are especially powerful because they have found you in their natural setting, and you can find them that way in the mountains of North Carolina, and I'm sure any state that or country that has mountains. The sacred landscape wants you to know just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life. Sometimes they won't be apparent at first. Nevertheless, they are there. The more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish even the smaller ones, no matter how they may seem. Let go of expectations. Don't limit the way that you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open if you believe anything and everything is possible. Beautiful. So you're about to be shown something wondrous. There's going to be a wonder, something you could never have ever imagined would happen in your life. They call these miracles sometimes also, but it's coming from you having to take a risk. You're taking risks, and by taking these risks, you're going to have wonders, and it's going to lead to your happiness. All right, let's go ahead and find out why this judgment card is in reverse like this. Why is judgment in the reverse here for us, Spirit? How did this happen? Wow, that's a lot. I'm not taking these. I'm going to turn them back over and keep going. Show me how this happened. That's what I'm talking about. Give them to me forcefully. Alright, tantrums are for babies. Grow the fuck up. You're giving too many fucks. Give zero and go on a real fucking date. Smell good and get your sexy on. So you were caring too much. You shouldn't have cared at all because somebody was throwing tantrums and you're going to go on a real date. Okay? They don't even go together. It's like somebody was throwing a hissy fit and was pissed off and you were trying to go on a date. That's how this happened. Alright, what were they hiding? That interrupting is for assholes. Let them finish. So they wouldn't even, like, they were so out of control, they wouldn't even, like, let you get a word in edgewise. What was the other person hiding from them? This is an interesting reading. The other person was hiding that they couldn't be all things. They were going to love the one they were with, and that one of you was doing too many chores. Okay. Alright, well, what was being shown? Y'all get along like cat and a dog. That they're still waiting. Okay. Wait a minute. You care too much, you're throwing tantrums, but you want to go on a date. That don't even make sense. Like, you probably just need to get away from this person and you're trying to go on a date with them. You were interrupting, and that was being an asshole. You needed to let them finish. They kept interrupting something you were doing. So somebody was dating, and they were acting like a big baby. And they cared too much. And then it was like, we can't be all things. I'm going to love the one I'm with. This includes me. And I'm tired of doing all these damn chores around here. And somebody was still waiting. Alright, well, what's going to happen? What were they waiting for? To talk about money. But somebody wasn't listening, and they were like, you got to go all in or you got to get the fuck up out of here. Alright, what's going to happen next? Somebody's irritated, and they have to spend time with you. So y'all ain't getting along, but you're determined to go on this date together. And family shit's getting on your nerves. watch what you say. So you're going to be irritated and spend time with somebody, or you're going to watch. You are not getting along with somebody. And what's being shown is that they're not listening to you because they interrupt you. They want to talk to you about money. They are waiting, like they're at the restaurant waiting for you to get there. And you're like, I can't be all things. I got too much shit I got to get done before I can leave. I'm doing all these fucking chores. I'm tired of loving you. I'm going to love myself. That's what it kind of sounds like. Or I'm only putting up with you because you're here. I will only love you because you're here. I really don't give a shit about you. That's kind of how that feel. That's what that judgment card is about. Bad judgment. Being with this person sounds like bad judgment to me, if you want to know my honest opinion about it. Alright, show me a little bit more about how this happened, Spirit. Somebody wanted to fulfill their wishes. Okay, so this was your wish fulfillment. Caring too much, throwing tantrums, and going on this date. That was your dream come true. What were you hiding? That you wanted to make an offer of love to somebody. The Awakening card and an Ace of Pentacles came out in reverse. You're awakening to the fact that you want to move in with somebody else and show love to somebody else. That's what you're hiding. What are they hiding? Wait, whoa. There's another card. You're ready for change. You're about to leave this person and you're only tolerating them because you don't have any choice right now. What are they hiding from you that they're about over you also? You've hurt them a lot and caused them a lot of suffering in the past. And in divine timing, they also are planning on having a reunion with a soul tie. So both of y'all are in love with somebody else. You're just tolerating each other. This happened because you thought this was going to fulfill your wishes, but it didn't turn out to be the wish fulfillment you thought. What's being shown? There's a twin flame being shown. There's a twin flame. They're spying. They're using their intuition, and they haven't been taking very good care of themselves. What's going to happen next? There's going to be an unexpected storm because somebody feels like they're guilty and they have sabotaged this. They regret it also. Clarify the unexpected storm. It has to do with Neptune and some illusions and some lack and some doubt. What do you mean that's causing a storm? Because it's kept you from being with this person that you want to be with. What are they going to do about that, Spirit? It's divine feminine and they're attracted to somebody toxic. So they're going to heal from it. That's what they're going to do about it. They're going to get over it. And somebody is lying. Why is she attracted to somebody toxic? Because it's somebody that's at a distance from her. Oh my God, they're clinging. Okay, whoever this person is, they are trying to stop clinging to their North Node, but they're at a distance. They feel like they're scared. Their higher self is here and they don't see their part in things. It's like they're immature as hell. They're at a distance or they act distant. They're afraid. They don't see their part in things and their higher self is here trying to help them. There's chemistry though. Let's talk to the higher self. What is the higher self doing exactly here? Because it looks like they could be doing a lot here. Hopefully are doing a lot here. What's this higher self here for? What's their higher self up to? Giving them freedom because they're in the wrong relationship. To go with the flow. Right now you have to go with the flow, but your higher self is helping you to break free so you can have freedom. What's their higher self have to say about this wish fulfillment? What does the higher self have to say about this wish fulfillment? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Your higher self is like, you were a dumbass thinking that was wish fulfillment. Actually, I think they do have something to say. Your higher self would say that you were confused, you didn't understand your worthiness, and you were trying to overcome some obstacles you found yourself facing. And this was a complete failure. I am not kidding you. It does. It says, look, you were confused. It was confusion. You didn't see your worthiness. You were trying to overcome obstacles. So you like went to stay with somebody just because they had a place for you to live. And now you feel like a failure because this didn't work out. Alright. What would they have had work out? Can we talk about that for a moment? What would they have liked to have seen happen here? What should have happened here? What should have happened here instead of going in this direction? What should this person have done? Not how did this happen? What should they have happened? They were avoiding intimacy. They should not have avoided that intimacy. Alright, so they were avoiding intimacy with somebody. Secretly, we see they wanted to make an offer and that they want to move in with somebody else. They're remembering and awakening to the fact that they have the courage to change. Alright, what are they secretly thinking about avoiding this intimacy? That this is something deep. They thought it was just a fantasy. They felt like they had some illusions and that they had made vows to somebody else, I guess. They had made promises to somebody else. What was the other person thinking? The other person was having deja vu. They had been here before. You did this to this person before. Alright, well, what are you showing us that should happen here? Not what did happen. Not that there's a twin flame spying, using their intuition and not taking care of themselves. We see that that's what's being shown. What should have been shown? That it was time for this. Instead of spying, it was time. It was time. Instead of going in this direction of avoiding the intimacy, thinking that this was an illusion secretly and that you had made somebody else some vows and that something was deep, that was a fantasy, you should have gone in the other direction. It was time for you to be with this twin flame that now you are spying on because you're distant from them. What's going to happen next? Somebody's trapped. And they have a lot of chemistry. And they're like, maybe one day, someday, but another time, there will be a new beginning. Why is someday, one day, another time in reverse? Because somebody is pretending and they don't feel like chasing you. They're getting clarity though. What are they getting clarity on? How beautiful you are and how afraid they are. Or how afraid you are. Why are you afraid? Because for one thing, there's some resentment there. There's some infatuation and there's heart fog. Or there was. This person's been clinging. They've been running and chasing thrills. Somebody's been clinging to you while you were running and chasing thrills. Oh, what time did we leave? Show me more about how this happened. Somebody was having a fling while somebody else was having a waiting game and overthinking. So you were out having sex with somebody else and playing house with somebody else. I've been sleeping around, having one night stands while you were overthinking and waiting. What were they hiding besides the fact that they were having flings? That this was unintentional and that they were pretending. What was the other person hiding? that they were not going to apologize. All right. Well, what was being shown that somebody was online dating and strategizing? What was their strategy about? They were having an epiphany. They were at their breaking point. They were saying, I choose you. I'm pissed off and I'm going to trust the plan, but this is not the right time. Or that this is not the right time. Somebody was pissed and had an epiphany that they really chose you, and now they're mad that they chose you. They were trying to trust the plan and didn't think it was the right time. What's going to happen next? They're mad because they chose the wrong person. There's a friendship here. And somebody that's been like, you know where to find me, is going to stop being so stubborn. And they're going to stop self-pleasing. How are they going to stop self-pleasing? Because they got a secret love they want to escape to. They're using a secret love to escape and have their freedom. They're going to call you up and be like, yo, come get me, friend. I gotta get out of this shit. I'm in a shit storm here. I thought I was escaping this, but truly you are my escape. I don't mean to laugh at all. Yes, I do. Okay, why is judgment here in reverse? Because somebody, not somebody, but Scorpio, somebody's in love. Why is that bad judgment? I'm beginning to think love is always bad judgment because this is divinely guided. They were not using good judgment and realizing that loving this Scorpio was divinely guided. Alright, so why is the Hierophant in reverse? Because somebody is making plans for what they want to do next, and it's about ghosting. They're about to ghost somebody they're in a relationship with. They're going to call that friend and be like, hey, I need you to come rescue my ass. I thought I was drunk. Look, they love you too. They're your friend, but they want to show you some serious love. Up here, they want to show you love, and it is not just any kind of love offer. It's not an Ace of Cups. It's a Venus offer. It means you and them are identical matches. The universe paired you up. You had this paired up before your birth. What's going to be the outcome here? That Hierophant over there is going to be upright. Sagittarius is here twice. This friend of yours that's in reverse is going to fight and be like, I am not putting up with this shit. I'm going to have a commitment. Have a commitment with who? This King of Swords there, cleaning up karma. So, Sagittarius, and I'm guessing this probably is a Gemini. I'm not hurting this person anymore. I'm cleaning this shit up. I'm cleaning this mess I made up. Clarify, clean it up. Look, I'm telling you, this person is about to take a serious risk on a friend. Clarify the risk they're going to take. Aries is here. They're going to walk away because they didn't realize what a catch you are. But now they do. What made them see the error of their ways? Justice and the end of justice. Something legal, and I think an ending. Clarify the ending that was legal. It was a very dark time. There was a Leo who had a money focus. And there's some gossip nobody wants to hear about a very dark time. And then work. Let's see what this Leo gossips about. This Leo has been gossiping on my table for 2 or 3 years. What's the gossip about the Leo with the money focus? This is the one that's fighting for what they love, and they're jealous. Why are they jealous and fighting for this? Because somebody's doing drugs, they've been destroyed, and there's going to be an announcement. Clarify being announced. Somebody got caught cheating. Somebody just destroyed because somebody got caught cheating and doing drugs, and it destroyed them. And they expressed how they felt. The sugar and the salt look the same. Clarify anything else you want to tell us here. This is family time. What about it? Somebody likes to go to the gym. They've been watching shit go down and enjoying the gossip, and they're over it and tired of the drama. And somebody betrayed them. Clarify the betrayal. They were keeping a promise, keeping you a secret that they had a crush on you, and it was a nightmare. Yeah, they went the wrong way because this is actually a once upon a time love story, and you already know the tea. Somebody's a great actor. Somebody needs anger management. They're under spiritual attack. They're insecure, and you need to be careful. Caution. Somebody's setting the record straight. Golly. We keep getting these same cards, and there's like 70 cards there. Alright, let's see what comes out of here. What would you say out of here, Spirit? Somebody feels vulnerable and needs forgiveness and trust. Somebody feels like they can be completely open and they need forgiveness and they need trust. Will they get it? This is protected. It's a spiritual lesson and a warning for you to set boundaries. And what might that look like? It looks like a new love and an addiction. Well, what should they do with this new love who has an addiction? They need stability. All right, why are you telling us that they need stability? I smell something that smells real good like candy because of abundance. So they're coming towards a new love. They have an addiction. They need stability and abundance. I bet they do if they have an addiction. Use your intuition. What should the collective do here? It's fate. Be patient. Use your integrity. And there's chemistry. There's going to be a decision made. Somebody's going to take a leap of faith because of children. Why are they taking a leap of faith because of children? Soulmate turned over and flipped back over. Because of a marriage, mastering a spiritual lesson and being rejected. Somebody's spouse is rejecting them, a soulmate. They're making a decision. Why are they rejecting them? Did I miss something and don't even remember? Because they need some time apart. But the decision, what's it going to be have time apart? This person's going to take a leap of faith. I think it's the soulmate that's going to take a leap of faith. Why are they moving so fast-headed? They want to play hard. They might be the ones doing the drugs and having an obsession. They need support and they need an apology. Yeah, they might be the ones doing the drugs, the soulmate. I don't know. Alright, enough of that. Let's see what kind of money you got. What's going on with this money situation here? There's about to be a change in your money. You're going to do some odd jobs and you're going to be happy. Remember, happiness, it's here twice. Clarify happiness. You're self-made. The underworld is here being unreliable. You have a strategy. You're going to get recognized and be comfortable. What's their strategy, Spirit? They're going to be emotional and have angelic help. Sounds like my strategy. Alright, anything else? In divine timing, you're going to work. And it has something to do with the media. Clarify this work in the media. Ooh, that flew out. You're a perfectionist. You're going to be a student. There's something you can't see and somebody's been settling. Clarify unseen. Wow, there's going to be a huge conflict at the office. Somebody's going to sell something, and there's parenthood being activated. Oh my God. All right. So there's going to be a fight. The office is here, retail, parenthood, and new gifts being activated. And spell work in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Nobody's done any spell work here. What might be the final outcome of all of this? You're going to find your life purpose, have a windfall, you're a phoenix rising, you're a crafter, you're also a mechanic and a motivator. So you are somebody who can craft and you fix things. And you're going to be motivated. Somebody's motivating you to be a crafter and a mechanic. You're going to have a windfall when you find your life purpose, and you're going to go to the next level. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. What's the hidden truth? What would this know? Let's see what this person that went, this friend of yours, what would you say to them? Why don't you ever respond to my texts in a reasonable time? And where have you been my whole life? What would they say to you? They would say, they told me you were full of it, and damn it, you drive me crazy, but you are my impossible love. And thanks for being in my life. All right, what would this other person say about y'all? You have me confused with someone else. I should delete you out of my phone completely. So the third party would say, y'all got me confused with somebody else. I should delete you out of my phone completely. But I love the way you love me. Y'all been fighting like a cat and a dog, and you loving the way they love you. What would this person that wants to show love and move in with somebody say? I act like I don't care, but I do. So they're pretending like they don't even care about you. But I'm in a relationship. Remember I said they're going to be like, come get me. I moved to the wrong address. Okay. What would your best friend say to you about all this nonsense? It's okay to just exist. Your mental health is important. And I can see that you're probably in a very dark place right now. All right, what would the magic oracle say to you? That you need protection. Not even kidding. You need protection. Remember the rusty nail water? You need to use a jar with a lid, put water in it, fill it with water, put nails in it. Don't use galvanized because they don't rust very easily. Put the nails in the jar of water and put it in a dark place. And when that water turns to rust, put it on your hands or outside of your doorways. And anytime you think you're going to have a conflict, and then I see you're going to have a fight with somebody, you need to have that on your hands, okay? Okay. Guidance. Let's see if we can find some of that. What would you say to whoever you're talking to here, Spirit? And I've had a lot of new subscribers lately. And when I have new subscribers, the energy shifts. And it is indeed shifting. So if the readings start feeling a little off, it's because we're including the new people that are coming into the collective. And the readings have to shift to include new people because they bring new energy. And welcome to the channel. Thank you for your subscriptions. Number 10, we welcome you, even if it does screw up our readings for a couple of days. Tribe of the kindred. Home is where the heart is. Give your heart permission to reveal to you the people, places, and activities that feel like home for you. You are in a phase of transition in your life, casting off that which is not true to your heart in favor of that which really feels like it belongs in your world. Sometimes the mind resists, thinking that if we let go of too much, we'll be left with nothing, and that it's better to hold on even if something isn't right. This prevents you from being able to find your way home. It's safe to trust your heart as it attracts into your world that which is truly meant for you. There's a place where you belong. Maybe you found it, or maybe you are still looking. Remember picking up the phone and calling that friend to come get you? It doesn't matter how long it takes you to find it. What matters is that you believe you deserve a real home for your beautiful heart and that you don't give up until you're there. Sometimes that means leaving what you would have hoped would be home, perhaps more than once, until you find it in the truest, most meaningful, and enduring way. The quest for intimate, soul deep belonging begins with you, with learning to love and care for yourself and to feel at home within your being. When your heart is ready and divine timing is right, you will attract and increase your soul tribe. Maybe one person at a time at first, and then another, then another. Trust in the higher purpose of divine timing. Sometimes delays or breaking away from past connections are how we find out more of who we are and what we need. Trust that you are worthy of love and that you know how to love. Make peace with the past. All your experiences have helped you to know yourself and become wiser. Remember that your tribe is looking for you just as you are looking for them and will love you just as you love them. Be at peace, beautiful soul, for your soul tribe, your spiritual family are part of your divine destiny, and you are part of theirs. Sacred ritual. Place one hand on your heart and say the following invocation aloud. I call upon my kindred soul tribe, my spiritual family, the true home for my heart. May we be blessed to find, recognize, and love each other in the perfect moment in the most beautiful way. And then you've got creatrix. So you must be a very creative person as well. Your soul is a divine creative fire. It wants to break free from what has been and give life to something new. You may experience this as feelings of restlessness, of being confined, or as a craving for something more that you cannot quite articulate. Your soul doesn't want you to push this new life away, it wants you to embrace it. When you let go of your inhibitions and freely express yourself, stagnant situations will be cleared out by the powerful release of your energy, which creates openness. Let your inner artist out to play in whatever way feels fun, raw, honest, and stuff for you. It's time for you to experience something new. And we see that you're going to be a student and that you're also a crafter and a mechanic. So you're like a man who can do crafts. That's cool. All right. Or you might be a woman who can work on cars. I don't know which. It could go either way, really. And either way is cool. CELWMSD. F. Number 6. BOEHWNQ. MHWEONV11. My throat chakra has been trying to close the whole reading. NTA, so Nat, FAKV2, or you could have fat, or tan, or van. Okay, I'm done with that. One more time. UMPINOL5. Did you hear me almost say Z by accident? Trinkets, please, for this very odd reading. Somebody's going to get it, though. They always do. I have your key that you need so desperately. I have a piece of selenite. I have a lot of crystals. Look, remember the book talking about the wonders, crystals? You're going to be wondered. You're going to be wondered. Trust, love, dream, and hope. Dream, hope, trust, love. A heart that says, I love you, I love you, I love you. a teddy bear holding a baby teddy bear, a horse, the word love, a key, a pirate, a four-leaf clover. You're gonna get lucky, and an engagement ring. Wow, check you out. An engagement ring. Thank you, soul spirit. A key. Drive safe. I need you to come get my ass and get me away from here. A feather. An arrow. The word wish. The world. A rocking horse for a baby. An Eiffel Tower. An I Ching. A ball. A horse. Another rocking horse. Somebody's having twins. A dragonfly. Another arrow. Sagittarius was definitely in this reading. An Eiffel Tower. Live, laugh, and love. A ball. A penny. And a prick. A cactus. Might be from out west. Live in the desert. Alright, you guys. I hope you have a fabulous night. And I hope tomorrow is a much better day for me. And for you too if you had a rough day. Thank you for your participation. Leave me a comment, like the video, yada, yada, yada. Bye-bye.